feel welcome here this evening when Greha is doing the 11th talk in this series. For those who are new to these talks, I'll just give a couple of lines of introduction. And Greha is a research foundation set up about 30-40 years ago by some architects and social scientists together, and our concern has been with the marginalized largely and with the growth of knowledge generally. Lately we felt that in the last few years that the architectural profession was getting more and more removed from society, and that an attempt should be made to bring the two into some engagement, better frame of engagement. The IHC was kind enough to offer us this facility where we could run this series of talks with and some architects and planners, and a number of different people have come and presented their thoughts. And today we are very pleased that Dr. Ritu Priya, who is a professor in JNU and is in the Department of Community Health, if I'm not mistaken, yes, and who I first came across her work on town planning and housing for urban poor some time ago, and thought that this was really a remarkably important piece of research which she'd been doing. I don't think she's doing it yet, or now continuing, but anyway, I'll leave. I don't have a formal biography with me, I didn't bring it, so I'll have to ask her to introduce herself, and then I'll join all of you.
Thank you, Ashish Ganguly, and to Greha and IHC for giving me this opportunity to actually sort of go back and reread the work that I had done years ago. The article that he talked about was about town planning of Delhi and why cholera had happened in a city like Delhi. That was my entry point, because as he said, I come from community health. I have a medical background, and then I've done public health and teach public health and health policy in JNU at the Center of Social Medicine and Community Health. And we like to say that we are in the holistic stream of public health, which means that we don't only look at the biomedical dimensions, but much more at the social determinants of health, at the political economy of health, at popular culture and its links with health, and so on, and look at the linkages between all of these, and then try to make sense of public policy, both in an analyzing policy and in trying to help formulate policy with these inputs coming in. So in that frame is when I entered looking at town planning. In fact, this was my first slide to say, why am I talking about town planning at all? And my entry point was the cholera epidemic in Delhi in 1988, asking the question why cholera epidemic should happen in a planned city and so on. And I'll go more into that as I get on. And then subsequently I've done several studies on the health of Delhi's urban poor. And that is what I will begin with, giving you just a flavor of what those were and picking out very specifically the focus that I'm now working on, and therefore from these studies I've gone back to them to revisit them and see where they inform the kind of exploration that I'm doing now. So this talk that I'm going to deal with is some insights from these studies, from the cholera and town planning study of 1988 to 1992. And then some studies which tell us about the lives of the urban poor, their perceptions and its links with health. So the migrant construction workers' lives, urban health seeking behavior studies that I've done over time, and peri-urban, urban agriculture and its relationship with poverty alleviation, which is what currently I've been doing in the last 2 years. Using these studies, insights from these studies, to look at what are the implications for current approaches for sustainable development, sustainable urbanization, and what visions we need to, some of the concerns that and insights that these can give us, to look at the current approaches that are being talked about for sustainability.